If gout comes from inability to process uric acid, and the uric acid comes from, I guess, poorly digested protein, is animal protein any different than vegetable protein? Or should they both be there, or does it matter?
Well, if you have vegetable protein, you're always going to have vegetable fats accompanying it. You're also going to have a high amount of alkalinity. Not something that the body utilizes properly. So it'll take you twice as long to heal with that kind of mixture. And also vegetable oils in the human body. Remember, herbivores, animals that eat vegetation, have a body temperature of 101 to 105 degrees all the time. If they go into a fever, it can get up to 107 degrees, 108, sometimes 110. Ours can go up to 106.8. That's the highest I've ever seen it. And on this diet, no brain damage, even if it goes that high. Just eat some tomatoes and the vitamin A and all of that. The acids in it will bring the temperature down anyway. Not that you want it, but if people start panicking, that's what I suggest in the book, if they panic from fever. So the herbivore has a very high body temperature. So it handles the vegetable oils very well, keeps them fluid. At the human body, normal temperature is 98.6 and lower. Vegetable oils, if we use vegetable oils in our cells to structure the cell, it will have a tendency to crystallize. Crystallize. That's what causes hardening of the arteries and heart, not animal fats. Again, they want to confuse you. Take a look at the tribes who only eat cooked meat and almost no vegetables. They'll chew on some vegetables once in a while, eat a little bit of fruit, like in Borneo, New Guinea. These are 90% cooked meat eaters. They have no they have no arterial sclerosis, they have no heart disease.
You mean raw meat?
No, they eat cooked meat. They still don't have it.
Huh.
That's what I'm saying. Even cooked meat, meat fats do not cause arterial sclerosis or heart disease. Yet our medical profession and the pharmaceutical industry are conditioning you every day. There talks about drugs, there talks about a food, advertising of food. Oh, this will lower your cholesterol level, this will keep you from heart disease, and they're selling margarine and vegetable oils, which do just that, create heart disease. When people mainly ate animal fats before pressed oils came into fashion, how many heart attacks were there a year? How many people died of heart attacks? 1 in 500,000? Now what is it? 1 in 3. So we can't listen to them because they're just lying to us. So your vegetable oils are the problem. So you've got gout, that just means you've got a lot of toxic proteins in your body from having been thin a long time. When you're thin, you've got no fats to arrest the poisons. They go intracellularly and damage your cells. Great example that I like to use is I go usually once every year and a half to Asheville, North Carolina. Bunch of hippies there.
Yeah.
Okay? And
Earth Haven.
Earth Haven. Lots of, everybody there was a hippie from way back. 60, 70-year-old hippies, all the way down to young, newborn hippies. And they were all vegetarian. One of the guys there was so sick and skinny, really, he looked like a raccoon. He had dark circles, black, all around him. And it went up above his eyebrows and all the way down to the bottom of his cheeks. And gray skin. So he started doing the diet in the closet, all around these vegetarians. And he started blossoming, getting healthier, and everybody's saying, "What are you doing?" Can't tell you. Can't tell you. So finally, after a year, everybody started getting upset because they saw this transformation in a year. And he said, okay, if I tell you, you have to promise me that you cannot take any kind of action against me and you cannot kick me out of here. And they agreed. But they still tried to kick him out when they found out. But then 80% of them, within a year, were on the diet. They were raising pigs, chickens, goats, and cows, milking and everything. So when I went there to visit again, it was a huge transformation. All of a sudden, the third year there, this guy comes in, he looked like he came right out of a motorcycle gang. Drug abuse and everything. Skin was thick and hardened, like he had abused drugs and alcohol for 25, 30 years. So I had a consultation with him and looking at his irises, and I said, this is just not possible. You know, are you from this planet? You know, because his insides were so clean and his skin showed me that he had abused himself terribly with drugs. And he admitted 30 years of drug and cocaine and alcohol addiction and use and abuse. And I said, well, it doesn't make any sense. You're maybe 25 pounds overweight. He said, before I went on your diet 4 months ago, I was 300 pounds. Even bad fat will protect you from toxins. Of course, it's going to make you sluggish. There's going to be lots of problems, functioning, breathing, and stuff like that. But at least your cells are protected. The poisons won't go intracellularly and damage the RNA and DNA of your cells and make you diseased. Kill cells.
Is that why people that are heavier don't wrinkle as much?
Exactly.
So
The fats are holding the poisons and not going out through the skin.
that makes sense. My friend is obese. He is this big or bigger and always checks out his hearts. Everything's fine.
Yep. But the medical profession tells you now overweight is terrible. Now they're going about the children. Why? They want to make the children even sicker. They're going against fat children. The best thing we can have is fat children with the garbage that's in the food. They get rid of fat children, what are we going to have? We're going to have the same thing we have with the killer monkeys. The skinny killer monkeys that go on all this carbohydrate. They eat the fermented fruits, and what do? They go on a killing spree for 24 to 48 hours and kill everything in their sight.
Wow.
Snakes, other monkeys, tigers, moles, rats, birds. They kill anything that they see. And they hunt and they move fast because they've got all that sugar alcohol in their systems, and they're rapid and fast. And they will slaughter thousands of animals in 24 hours.
Can you elaborate on what is
These are
it?
killer monkeys in the jungles of Africa.
Okay.
They feed on sugar, fermented fruit, very fermented fruit, like figs.
They're called killer monkeys?
Killer monkeys, yeah. There's another technical name for them. But
Well, isn't that what most monkeys or gorilla primates eat mainly? Fruits and plantations.
gorillas eat meat.
Gorillas
They just
eat
don't
meat?
want, yeah. Gorilla will eat 14 to 20 pounds of meat every 28 days.
Oh,
It has it at one time. It will kill an antelope, and they eat it within a day or two.
they do?
Yep.
But you're saying
See,
that's-
nobody hangs around with them
Right.
to know that. But John Goodall did, and he did a film called The Beginning, and he got an Academy Award for it in 71 or 72. So I shared an editing room with him while he was editing his film. I was editing another film. And he told me that. Because he lived with the apes, for about 8 months.
But it's not like
They
broadcasted?
don't do it every day. No, nobody advertises this stuff.
Okay.
And the gorillas, man, they're laid back. They roll around, they pick each other, they have a good life. They have a good life. Just roll around with each other, play with each other, groom each other, and eat green bananas. They don't eat any ripe fruit. They eat green. If you ever tried eating a green banana, to eat the rind with it, the peel on it, it's like alum. Can't get enough enzymes, but they have all this digestive juice and fluid which digests it great. And there's no high sugar in it. Lots of enzymes though.
Yeah, I read in your book you mentioned that to eat raw, unripened
Unripe fruit.
pineapple and banana, and it didn't sound very appetizing because
Once you make the change, it may be a big difference. Have less depression,
it's less
everything.
fermented. So is that why?
Well, it
Less sugar?
ferments in the body, but the high sugar causes stickiness in the brain and nervous system fluid.
So when it's unripe, there's less sugar.
Less fermentation.
Okay, I see.
And,
The tribes who do eat cooked meat have gout. They have gout, they have a little arthritis and rheumatism and some bone loss from eating all that cooked meat.
how about if I substitute for a meat meal, like a yogurt or some pre-fermented milk?
That's fine, yeah, that's fine. Sometimes when I'm having some bone, because I have cancer of blood and bone, multiple myeloma, sometimes I don't eat meat for 3 or 4 days. And I'll eat dairy, and lots of eggs and dairy. And then, my body will break with the meat. But that's mainly people who have had bone problems. Most people don't need to abstain from meat unless they have a bone problem or a gout problem. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.